over here in Ghana, and I would like to thank you all once again for making it to the Qiskit Fall Fest Ghana. In fact, this meeting or this workshop is a wonderful one that we are having in Ghana, and we are glad to have international participants as well. So, our job for today is very simple. Because we are running the Qiskit Fall Fest for this whole week, the idea is to have you install all the stuff that we need and then introduce you to all the account that you need to create to make this journey a memorable one. So my job for today is to help you download and install Python if you don't have it on your machine, help you install Jupyter Notebook on whatever system that you are using, whether Linux or Windows or Mac, and then I'll help you create an IBM Quantum Experience account. Yes, and then after that, we'll talk more about how we are going to use some of these platforms throughout the week. So kindly join me as we delve into quantum computing. This is just the beginning, the preliminaries, and I hope you enjoy it. If you heard what I said, please give me a thumbs up in the chat. So without much ado, I'll go ahead and share with you a link. It's a GitHub repo link for the Qiskit Fall Fest. And what I want you to do is clone it. For those of us who don't know how to clone GitHub repo and all that, I will guide you on how to do that. So let me just share the link and then I'll start sharing my screen. So I just shared the link to everyone in the meeting. Please kindly go to that link and then let me teach you how to clone the repo and then what we will do with the repo after us. Thank you. Hello, can you all see my screen? All right. So I'm seeing an affirmative here, so I'll continue. So when you come to this GitHub repo or this GitHub folder, there is this green button over here, and then it's having the inscription code. I want you to click on it. In fact, left click on it, and then you see either download zip over here or open with GitHub desktop, or you can use the CLI. But I will always want to go with the download zip. So click on download zip and then you see that it will begin the installation. So whether you are using an internet download manager or whatever, make sure you know the location where the files are being downloaded to or you are downloading the repo to. So kindly click on the download zip. Give me a thumbs up if you have done that, please. All right, we are good. So the next thing is after downloading this repo, one thing that you see it contains some files. So the first one is how to run the Qiskit Fall Fest 2023 challenge notebooks. And then the second one is the pre-workshop commands. And then we have the Qiskit Fall Fest program outline and then the readme. I want you to concentrate on the first three files. So the first three files, the first one, throughout the week, we'll be having lab sessions. And then the lab sessions, they contain Jupyter notebooks. If you don't know what Jupyter notebook is, don't worry, we'll introduce you to it. The first one contains Jupyter notebooks. And then how do we even install the grader? So when you submit your assignment, it will automatically be graded for you to see whether you are right or you are wrong. And that is why we need this first file. Now, the second file is what we are stressing on today. That is what we'll be using for today, which is the pre-workshop commands.doc. So it's a Microsoft Word file. You can open it in Google Docs or whatever platform that you are using. Just make sure that you can see the content of that file. It is what we'll be using for today, the pre-workshop commands. So kindly, if you have downloaded the GitHub repo, kindly open the pre-workshop commands, because in there are some instructions for us to follow to do the installations on our various machines. So kindly do that for me right now. And then the third one is the Qiskit Fall Fest program outline. It's the program outline for the whole event throughout the week. So you see the kind of talks that we'll be having, the workshops, and who will be handling them, and then the time and all that. And I plead with you to, if you are not in Ghana or in the GMT, or you are using a different time zone, kindly do the conversion to your local time zone so that you know when the lectures are going to be started, so that you don't miss them. It's very important. And of course, you can take yourself through the readme over here. So how to download this, if you are that code savvy, you can do the installation of the GitHub repo using Git, and then cloning and all that. And of course, this is our wonderful flyer. So without much ado, I think we are all set for today. So kindly give me a thumbs up if you read whatever that I said, or you copied whatever that I said, please, in the chats. All right. I think okay. So I'll stop sharing this screen for now, and then I'll move on to a new screen. So what I'm sharing with you here is the pre-workshop commands. This is what I said you should open in the docx file. So this is what the file contains. So you can see over here that we have the Qiskit Fall Fest Ghana Quantum Computing for Social Good. I want you to stop whatever you are doing and then concentrate on this part of the installation process. So you can see it says that to attend the workshop, here are some recommended prerequisites that you need to get started with. So the first one, of course, is to create an IBM Quantum Experience account, and then I'll take you through that. So I want you to jump to this part of the file. I think it's page 4. Yes. So you see the URL where we are going to create the IBM Quantum Experience account. It's going to be a very short one because it's not that long. So what you can do is copy that file. To copy, you do Control plus C, copy that file, and then open it in a new tab. Open it in a new tab in whatever browser that you are using. So copy the https quantumcomputing.ibm.com, copy it and open it in a new tab in whatever browser that you are using. So I'll just do that and then let you know whatever you're supposed to find there. So once you open the IBM Quantum Experience, yeah, now they are calling it IBM Quantum Platform. Don't worry, it's the same thing. They have the 2.0 version of it is quite advanced. You have the Qiskit textbook, and then the labs, and then all your job and compute resources in one place. So yes, this is how the IBM Quantum Lab looks like, or the IBM Quantum Experience looks like. And what I want you to do is click on create an IBM ID. Please mute yourself if you haven't, please. I want you to click on create an IBM ID account. This one, this very one. Have you done that? So when you click on it, this is what you are supposed to see. You are supposed to see a login or create an IBM ID. So I want you to click on create an IBM ID, this very one. Not this one and not this one, but this very one. I want you to click on this very one. So let's click on create an IBM ID now. So yes, we will have to fill in this information. So you first have to provide your email, your email, your first name, your last name, and then you create a password. Then you select your country of origin or your country of residence over here. And then when you finish, you click on next. Kindly do that and please give me a thumbs up when you finish so that we can proceed. I think I will just. Please give me a thumbs up in the chat when you finish so that we can proceed. You can raise your hands too if you feel like you are lagging behind so that I go through the steps again. It's very important that we get these steps. This is the easiest one. So far, I'm seeing only 2 thumbs ups. Are we together? All right, I'm seeing a third. All right, so let's continue. So the next thing will be to click on next, and then there will be an email verification. So when you are successfully able to enter your email address, your first name, your last name, the password, and then select your country of residence, and then after clicking on next, what IBM will do is they will send you a verification email to the email account you provided over here. So kindly um, visit or log into the email account you provided at the top here, and then you'll see some verification over there. So kindly do that for me, please. I already have an IBM Quantum account, so yeah, and I have only 2 emails, so I'm not able to go through the steps again. But I'm glad you are following. So kindly verify your email. Let me see thumbs ups in the chat if you successfully verify your email, please. Are you good? So I can see in the chat that Ahmad said he's having an account but facing logging in issues. Okay, so one thing I've realized from the IBM Quantum Experience account is um if you don't remember your email and then you don't remember your password, you are always going to have login issues. And sometimes if you created your account with an IBM ID, and then most of the time when you're trying to log in, you want to use the social logins, you find a problem. So if you want to use the social logins way, always stick to using that. If you decided to sign in with LinkedIn or whatever social media account that you have, try and do that instead of the IBM ID. In fact, me, I use the social accounts because I'm not sure I'll be remembering that IBM ID or time and time again. Yes. All right. So I think we are good to go. So I'll quickly log into my account and then show you how the IBM Quantum experience looks like. Are we together, please? Okay, so now if you want to log into the IBM account that you just created, just provide your IBM ID. Your IBM ID is the same as the email address you use to create the account, and then the password is the password that you used as well. So kindly do that. Are we together? Are we together, please? Okay, I think we are good to go. So now the next thing is for us to log in into the account and then see what the IBM Quantum platform looks like. And then we can put that side and then focus on the rest of the installations. So quickly, let me show you how the IBM lab looks like, and then we can move on. So yes, this is how the new IBM Quantum platform looks like. I hope you can all see my screen. And I'll give you a quick intro to the platform and then we move on. So over here, of course, you are seeing the name that you registered the account with. My name is Emmanuel. So over here, you can call me the Ghana Quantum guy. And then we have the recent jobs that you have done. If you are new to quantum computing and new to the IBM Quantum experience, you know that you have no jobs over here. But I've been with the system for a while now, so you can see all the jobs I've completed over here. And then the number of simulators that you have throughout the week, you know what the quantum simulators are, and then your systems as well. And then the documentation. This is the documentation of how the whole system works, and then the IBM Qiskit over here as well. Over here too, you see your API token. So the API token is mainly for if you are running the Qiskit offline locally on your machine, you need this token to be able to access the IBM compute platforms online. And then over here, this is the learning. This part is where we will be stressing on. So we have the quantum composer and then we have the quantum lab. The quantum composer is a visual way of making circuits in Qiskit. So the composer, this is how it looks like. The composer, so you have all the gates in one place. You don't have to code, you just have to drag and drop and then you are good to go. So this is how the composer looks like. So we have the Hadamard gate over here, and then we have the control gate over here. We have measurement, and then we have many other gates over here as well. So this is how the IBM Quantum Composer looks like. And then over here, we have a block sphere. You get to know what a block sphere is throughout the lectures. So the block sphere is basically for visualization. So if I have a gate in the zero and then I apply a Hadamard gate, where does the gate move to and all that? Where does the sphere or the state move to and all that? You get it. And then when you see the lab over here, so the lab is more of the code part, you understand? And this is what it looks like when you click on the lab. So over here, this is where you code your actual Qiskit, which is also a library in Python. This is where you code it and then all that. If we are given a file, we share a file with you in Qiskit, you can just come to the IBM Quantum Lab, click on this arrow over here, which says upload files, and then upload the file, the Jupyter notebook file that we have given to you, and then you can equally work on it over here as well. If you don't have the Jupyter installation locally on your machine, you can just upload the Jupyter notebook we have shared with you in IBM Quantum Lab over here, and then work on the same thing as well. In fact, this is the preferred platform to be used throughout the Qiskit Fall Fest. So kindly take yourself around and see all that you have done. So if you see my files over here, in fact I have pretty a lot of files really, and this is how the Quantum Lab works. I'll pause and take questions for now, and then we can move on. So basically, this is how the IBM Quantum Lab, or previously the IBM Quantum experience, looks like. And I think this is all that you need to know for now to be able to enjoy the Qiskit Fall Fest. Without much ado, please, at this juncture, I would like to take questions in the chat, or you can just open your microphone and then ask whatever question that you may have. Thank you. Any questions, please? Okay, so I okay, so Augustine is saying he's on the dashboard, but he did not know where I clicked. Um, do you mean where I clicked to go to the composer or to the lab? Augustine, if you can come again. Okay, so before that, Augustine, I'm waiting for your response in the chat. Before that, Sharim is asking what level of physics knowledge that you need to smoothly follow this workshop. Our Qiskit Fall Fest has been designed in such a way that we are taking you from the basics. Like we are assuming that um, basic school students are also joining us. So we are taking it from the basics. For instance, if you say a Hadamard gate, how does the Hadamard gate looks like? How is the physics being put up to for us to realize how the Hadamard gate looks like and all that? So basically, with the basics physics that you know, I think you are pretty okay from here. Okay, so I guess since it's the composer, so let me just go back. I'm just going to let me start sharing my screen again for the sake of Augustine, and then we see what. All right, so I hope you can see my screen, Augustine. So scroll to the down. There is let's say a tab that says learning, and over there you see IBM Quantum Composer and then IBM Quantum Lab. Then you click on the composer, please. Let me know if you are able to do it. Augustine, are you good? You can give me a thumbs up if you are good instead of chatting. Okay, pretty good. So if there are no more questions, I would like us to switch our videos on and then let's take a screenshot or something. Please put your video on for us to take a snapshot. Doc, please let us know if it's okay so that we can take our video off and then proceed. All right. I think we are good. Okay. So now let's move on to how to install the Jupyter notebooks locally. And I want you to open the pre-workshop commands doc file, and then we go through the steps together. So we first start with how to install the Jupyter notebook on Windows, because we assume that most of our participants are using Windows, and then we move on to Linux and then Mac OS. So kindly switch to the pre-workshop commands, and then we are good to go. Are we good? So if you zoom into the how to install Jupyter notebooks on Windows, you see that the first prerequisite is for you to install Python. So if you don't have Python already installed on your machine, go to this URL, the https www.python.org. It's in the file, so just copy the URL and paste it in a new tab in Chrome or whatever browser that you are using, and then go there and install Python. It's a long process, but you can do it after this workshop, or make sure that you get it done before tomorrow, please. Okay. So let me give you a quick view of how the Python installation is supposed to look like, or the Python website looks like, so that we know what to do. So this is how the Python website looks like. Basically, when you come here, just come to downloads over here, click on the downloads, and then it will automatically detect the kind of machine that you are using, and then send you to the right spot. The right spot over here is download Python 3.12.0. So just click on it and then download it. And then when you are done, you proceed to install. So this is how we download the Python. And then if you are using a different OS, so you can see over here we have Windows, the Linux or the Unix, and then we have Mac OS and the others. If you are using Linux, you just follow the same thing. Just click on the Linux, and then if you are using Mac OS, click on Mac OS, and then download the Python 3.12. I believe we are all good. So the next step is to open command prompt. After downloading Python and installing it on your machine, the next step is to open command prompt and then follow through with the rest of the steps. So I'll share my CMD now. So somebody is asking, what if you have Anaconda installed already? Anaconda comes with Python and almost all the packages that you need. So if you have Anaconda installed already, there's no need for you to download Python again. Okay. Okay, I'm looking through the chats for. Okay. So somebody is asking whether we are going to be giving some data or files or something. Yes, we are going to be giving data or file during the workshop, and you have to choose between running the files locally using the Jupyter notebooks that we are about to install, or run them in the IBM Quantum experience or the IBM Quantum platform. It depends on your preference. Thank you. So right now that we have Python installed, and the next step is to is to open command prompt on our machine and then follow through with the rest of the steps. So this is command prompt, and you can open the command prompt by clicking Windows plus R, or clicking Windows plus R and then typing CMD and then pressing enter. So Windows plus R will open the run, and then you just type in CMD like that. Then you are good to go. And then yeah. So after you have opened, or you can equally search for CMD using the search bar if you're on Windows. Search for CMD and then open it. This is how the CMD looks like, and this is where we are going to perform the rest of our installation. So right now that we have the Python installed, we have what we need to do is there is an installation manager called pip, which comes with Python most of the time, and then pip helps us to install other Python packages. So what we will do over here is we will go back to the pre-workshop commands doc file, and then we are at this point we are just going to do copy and paste. So we will just copy the pip install space dash dash upgrade pip, and then we will copy it like that, and then come to our CMD and then paste it over here like this. I believe you can all see what I'm doing. Yes. So when you finish, after copying the pip upgrade command from the pre-workshop commands and pasting it in the command prompt or CMD, just click enter. And then you see that it will start running. My machine is a bit slow, so you may not see the outcome, but it will run. And then after that, we can go ahead, and then when it has finished running, we can do another pip install Jupyter from there also. And then you don't have to type anything, just copy it from the pre-workshop commands book, and then you are good to go. So you can see that it's running. It's running in my CMD. Over here, it has finished running. So I'll just paste the pip install Jupyter over here as well. Please be following through, and then give me a thumbs up if you're able to do it. If you find any challenges, kindly raise up your hand or type it in the chat, and then you'll be attended to. Thank you. So right now I'm running the pip install Jupyter command, and you can see that it has started downloading the Jupyter notebook for me. All right, so Augustine is asking, how do you make sure to add Python to your system path during installation? So when you're about to finish the installation of Python in Windows or any other system that you are using, you will see there's a checkbox that says add Python to your system path. So check that box and make sure you did, because yes, make sure you did. Otherwise, it will be a tedious process for you to go and add Python to your system part during installation. With that one, you have to see me personally in the chat so that I take you through that. Fred says he's lost. Please, where did you get lost? So you can see that we have the Jupyter notebook installed from this command. Let me know if you are following through, please. Fred, where did you get missing, please? Okay, I'm waiting for you to respond in the chat, but then I'll continue. So right now that we have the Jupyter notebook installed, um, we will just have to copy the next command, which is the verified installation, Jupyter Notebook. So we'll copy the next command, Jupyter Notebook, and then paste it here as well, and then click enter. After that, we are expected to see a web browser displaying the Jupyter Notebook interface. So kindly take notes. I'll start sharing the web browser screen when it opens. But before that, let me attend to Fred. All right. So I presume you got lost when we copied the pip to CMD. So we have only 3 steps. After opening CMD, the first step is to make sure that we have an upgraded pip. So we just copy the pip install upgrade. Let me just post it in the chat for everyone to see, just in case you are not able. So just pip install upgrade pip. That is the first command. And then there is this second command. So when this one starts and then finishes running, you just copy and paste this one as well. Pip install Jupyter. Oh, really? This one. So we have only 3 commands. Just make sure the first one finishes running. Then you copy and paste the second one, and then you copy and paste the third one. So after running the, you see the last command I ran is this command, the Jupyter Notebook. And then it has opened a new Jupyter Notebook interface for me. And I'll start sharing that screen as well so that we see. So when you are able to go through the steps successfully, this is how the new Jupyter Notebook that we have installed will look like. This is how it will look like. You see that it is running on localhost. If you check the top or the search bar in the current tab, you see that it's running on localhost. My own is 8888 and then /3. So you have the Jupyter here, and then you have it's just directing you to all the Jupyter Notebook files that you have, and then the Python files that you have over here. Yes. So basically, this is how we install Jupyter Notebooks on Windows. Are, are we okay? Fred says he's getting an error for the first one. The pip install upgrade pip. If you can show me the error, then we can fix it. I don't really know what the error is. What is the error saying? I just, Fred, I would like you to unmute yourself and just talk, please.
Hello.
Hi, Fred.
Yes, please. I'm getting an error. The error is to modify pip. Please run the following command. C the command user /anaconda 3 Python X. So am I
Oh, so
supposed to run
you already have Anaconda, right?
it? Yes.
Okay, so
So
if
I'm
you have
supposed to run.
Anaconda, don't upgrade the pip. Don't worry yourself. Just launch Anaconda, which takes time. You just launch Anaconda, and then you know Anaconda is having a graphical user interface. Just navigate to where there is the Jupyter Notebook, not the Jupyter Lab, the Jupyter Notebook. Right click on it, and then it will open the Jupyter Notebook for you. That's all. You don't have to go through the pip install
It's on the
upgrade
process of
pip.
launching it.
Are you okay, Fred? Hello, Fred. You are muted. All right. Apart from Fred, are we all able to go through the installation? Those of us on Windows. Okay. Okay. I think we are good to go. So please, if we're able to do it and you are on the Windows OS, just give me a thumbs up in the chat, or yes, a thumbs up in the chat. I think we'll do. I want to see those who are following, please. All right. So I'm seeing thumbs ups over here, which means you are good to go for those of us on Windows. So quickly, let me show you around the Jupyter Notebook, and then we can finish with this one. So this is Jupyter Notebook. If you want to start a new file, you just click on this new, and then you can start a new Jupyter Notebook over here, a new folder, a new file, a new console, a new terminal. But throughout the lectures, when you are given a file, when we share a challenge file with you, or when we share a file with you, what you do is click on this upload file. You just click on the upload, and then you navigate to where the files that you just downloaded or you were given to are located, and then you just let's say it's this file. Let me just search that. All right, I don't have. So let's say it's just this file, and then you open it. That's all. Basically, that is how we open files in Jupyter Notebook. If it's a Python file, you just click on it, and then you open. Okay, I have pen and lane example over here. So let me just open, and then you see how that one looks like. So most of the time, when you are trying to open a new file in Jupyter Notebook, it will send you to a new tab to take notes. So let me start sharing that screen as well, so that you see how that one looks like, and then I think we'll be good to go. So this is how the penny lane example I just opened looks like. So this is Jupyter Notebook. Over here, you can import libraries and all that, and then you can run your code cell by cell, and then you can build functions, you can do a lot of stuff, you can do visualization here as well. So this is how Jupyter Notebook looks like. I'd like to pause and take questions before we move on to the rest of the OS, Mac OS, and the Linux, and then we are done for the day. Any questions? Any questions in the chat? Hello, any questions? So somebody is asking whether this can be done in Google Colab as well. Of course, Google Colab is running a Jupyter Notebook engine. So you can open the files that we may send to you in Google Colab and then do the same thing over there as well. So yes, Google Colab will work. And for those of us who don't know Google Colab is a version of the IBM Quantum device made by Google. But it's even more than the IBM Quantum Lab, because you can use it to run machine learning and all that. Once you can run Jupyter Notebook, you can do pretty like almost anything with it. Okay, so Augustine is saying I should come again with the upload of the Jupyter Notebook challenges when we receive them. So the Jupyter Notebook challenges will be uploaded to the GitHub repo. So you go through the same steps. You either clone the repo. Yes, you can. Yeah, you either clone the repo and then have the new files, or you can just download the new files separately without cloning the repo again. So when we upload the Jupyter notebooks to the GitHub, we will let you know, and then we will let you know, and then we can just go there and download the new notebooks that we have added to the GitHub repo. It's that simple. And then when you are asked to run those notebooks locally, if you are running the Jupyter notebook that we just installed, you just click on the upload I just showed you, and then after uploading you will see something like this, something like the one I'm already sharing. You understand? And then you can work on it. Or the second approach is to open IBM Quantum platform and then upload the Jupyter notebook challenges that we will share with you, and then work on it from there as well. So it's two ways. Either you run them locally or you run them online. Either ways, you need internet access. You need access to internet before you can. For instance, the grader, before you can launch the grader. Sometimes if you don't have internet access, the grader will not work because the grader is hosted in the cloud. You understand? Do we have any questions? So yes, you can also install Jupyter Notebook extension in VS Code and then um, run it there as well. But it's not preferred. Otherwise, you get missing because there are a lot of stuff in the VS Code. So somebody is asking, after working on the project, do we need to push it to GitHub? So yes, no, you don't have to push it to GitHub. It will be graded automatically. So once you have, we will teach you how to install the grader. Once you have the grader installed and then you submit your assignments, it will run the grader in the Jupyter notebook, and then you see whether you were able to do it right or you were not able to do it right on the spot. You don't have to upload it to VS Code or do any other thing. Thank you. Okay, I think it has already been answered. So I've been informed that the first screenshot did not work, so we need to do it again. So kindly switch your videos on and then let's do it again. Yes, Fred, it's only for 1 week. We are running the Qiskit Fall Fest for only 1 week. Thank you.
Please kindly put your videos on. Thank you.
All right. So then we move on to um, the last two OS, and then we are done. It's basically the same steps, just that it's different operating system environment. Okay, so please you can switch your videos off. All right, thank you. So we are going to Linux now. To install Jupyter Notebook on Linux, you just have to check that you have Python installed on your Linux machine. And then how you do that is to somebody is asking, those of us on Windows system, can we leave? I think I'll throw that question to Doc. Okay. So Hugo is asking how to install the notebook challenge on IBM platform. So if you notice clearly, when we were handling the IBM platform, I said that there's an upload button in the IBM platform. So you don't use the composer, you use the lab. So when you are in the platform, the IBM Quantum platform, click on lab instead of the composer. And when you click on the lab, it will show you a Jupyter notebook interface. And over there, you will see the number of files that you have. There is an upload button at the top, the very top. You click on it and then you select the notebook challenges that you have been given, upload it there, and then you can work on them. Or you can do it in Jupyter Notebook locally, like I just demonstrated to you. Thank you. So those on Linux, I will just share the commands with you and then we do the same thing. So use this command to first check that you have the correct version of Python installed. And then the next step is to install pip in Linux if you don't have it. And this is how you do it. You do sudo apt that thing. Yeah. So you do this as well. And then once you have the pip installed, you use the following command to install Jupyter Notebook in Linux. And then after you are done, so you just open a new Linux terminal and then you start typing or copying and pasting this code that I'm sending to you over there. Okay, and then the last step will be to launch the Jupyter Notebook, and then you do that by pasting this command there as well. And then when you are successfully able to go through the Jupyter Notebook installation on Linux, it will also launch a new browser tab or browser window displaying the Jupyter Notebook interface like I showed you. And then you can run your Jupyter Notebooks with Python for data visualization and then Qiskit and all that as well. So basically, that is how you install Jupyter Notebook on Linux. Unfortunately, I'm not using Linux, so I cannot demonstrate how to do it for you. But if you're able to go through these steps, you'll be able to install Jupyter Notebook on your Linux operating system. Any question, please, before we move on to the last one, and then we can take few questions and then announce what is up for today and the weeks ahead, and then we can call it a day. All right. So I'm seeing an affirmative here. It means almost all of us have been able to do it on the Linux OS. The last one is the Mac OS, and it's almost the same thing. They're almost the same thing. Okay. Um. Okay. So once more, this is the steps that we follow to install the Jupyter on Linux. It's this pre-workshop command. It's everything is in there. So if you do not download the pre-workshop commands from GitHub, kindly do that. You see the steps clearly written there. So the first step was this. We first checked our Python version, and then the second step in a Linux terminal, and then the second was to do sudo apt get install Python 3 pip. That was the next step. And then the third step was to install the Jupyter Notebook itself. And then after running this step, what we did was copied and pasted Jupyter Notebook, and then it's launched a new web browser window for us and displaying the Jupyter Notebook interface. So this is the step that we followed. Are we good? All right. So the next step is to install Jupyter Notebook on Mac OS. And the first step is to again check the Python version that we have. we check the Python version that we have by opening a new terminal in Mac OS. So with the search button in your MacBooks, you can type terminal and then it will open terminal. Then you start copying and pasting these codes or commands there as well. So this is the first one, Python, and then just copy and paste. Don't try typing it, just copy and paste. And then the second one is to sudo easy install pip. Then make sure that you have pip installed, and then you install Jupyter and then launch the Jupyter. Give me a thumbs up if you're on MacBook and you're able to do it. Are we good? I'm not seeing thumbs up. Nobody is saying anything. Are we good? Have we been able to install Jupyter on our MacBooks? Those of us using Mac. Are we good? All right. So this is the end of the installations. The rest will be carried out throughout the week. Example, how to install the grader for the challenges and all that. They will be installed during the week. So for now, these are the commands that we need and the installation that we need to be able to fully participate in the Qiskit Fall Fest Ghana. If you check the pro workshop commands, there are other URLs provided there which points to resources that you can follow along with the lecture. So we have 6 of them listed over here. Take your time through those URLs. You see it's giving you a link for how to launch the IBM Quantum Composer, IBM Quantum Lab, and then the famous Qiskit textbook, and then how to read more about the Qiskit software development kit, the Qiskit documentation, and then a link to join the Qiskit Slack channel so that you can learn more about what is going on in terms of Qiskit, and then join other like-minded people like you who are interested in quantum computing, and then go on to learn more. So basically, this is how um, we install Jupyter Notebook on our various operating systems. Thank you. Without any question, Madam Police, the boys in your court now.
All right. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. We appreciate your presentation. That was a very wonderful presentation and very understandable as well. I guess to our participants, I mean, we are not done. You still have access to the WhatsApp group. So if you have questions, you can ask more questions on the WhatsApp group, and Emmanuel and the rest of the team will be there to respond to your questions. Thank you so much for joining this session. It was wonderful to have all of you joining from different countries for the installation. This is just the beginning. The main workshop starts tomorrow. The time is 2 p.m. GMT. So you can convert that to your time zone just to be sure of the time it starts. A reminder will be sent and add to the time, and when we are live, we'll send a reminder to you as well. So thank you. Do not hesitate to get in touch. We are looking forward to a very wonderful Qiskit Fall Fest, the Ghana version, for next week. Thank you.